What's up, fam? It's your boy Demuir here, purveyor of all sounds underground. Thank you for joining me on my YouTube channel today, where we'll be discussing the topic of compression versus limiting. But what I need from you before we jump into things is that SLC. Hit subscribe, like, and comment, and more importantly, hit the notifications bell to stay in tune with the new videos we have up and coming. All right, so let's get into it. Compression versus limiting. I'm going to give you a few key pointers on this topic. It's a thing that's eluded me for a while, and once I made the decision, let's understand the differences, it was eye-opening. So that leads us to the first point, which is to know what the difference is between the two. Point two is compression is basically the art of being able to control the dynamics in a performance based on a certain threshold that you set. And I'll get a little bit more into that in my next point. But think of things like a vocal performance or speech where it may go up and down in terms of its sound, and as well as things like drums or bass in particular, where different notes, have a different hit on the frequency spectrum, and depending on how hard they're hit, you want to make sure you can maintain a balanced performance throughout. So that is generally what the purpose of compression is. A lot of people mistake it as a thing where you can just turn things up louder and see what it does, and that's just not the case. So point number three is to customize with compression. And what I mean by this is, let's say there's a bass performance I'm looking to control. And let's say I want to have a threshold set up that says, hey, if the performance goes 2 dB above this threshold of, let's say it's minus 6 dB, reduce it by 1 dB, a 2-to-1 ratio. It's nothing that needs to be super complex. And that is the simplest way I can describe it. It's to really control things based on a certain threshold, or I guess algorithm you set for that particular track, that will make sure things perform adequately throughout the performance. So point number four is to describe what limiting is. Basically what a limiter is that it says, based on this threshold, the audio will never go above that. So let's say our threshold is minus 0.1 dB. You're basically telling the signal to bring everything up and do not exceed that minus 0.1 dB threshold. So this is the piece where I'd say yes, it generally does make things loud, but if you got a brick wall limiter, you're basically saying nothing goes past this point of the signal. Some guys like to go above that, which I wouldn't completely understand because it completely distorts the performance and it doesn't sound pleasing at all. So that's really the difference. Compression says do these key things, either go up or down based on a certain threshold that you set, and with limiting it just says this is the absolute threshold and I'm going to raise things up to that level and not go past it. So I hope all of that makes sense to you. And there you have it. Those are my thoughts on compression versus limiting. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I would love to hear them. I usually get involved in the discussion within 24 hours of posting these videos. Much love and respect, and more importantly, be sure to hit the notifications bell to stay in touch with the new videos that we have up and coming. Much love and respect. Peace.